What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I give you the breakdown and everything, there's a few things I wanted to talk about. First up, I somehow got sick again. It sucks, but I knew that I needed to get this news video up because there's a lot of false information being thrown out on YouTube, social media, even other news websites. So I wanted to clear it up. As well, there's been a lot of other stuff we're going to talk about in a moment. And another thing I wanted to let you guys know about, another YouTuber who goes by Mr. Skinny. You may have heard of him, you may have not, but he is doing a giveaway on the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1. Now, there is some rules, there's some things you got to follow. And with that being said, what I'm going to do is drop a link in the description below, which will take you over to his channel, the specific video giving away the shoes, so you can listen to all the rules and to get yourself locked in to win your size. Now, a few highlights in this video. We're going to talk about the Air Jordan 1 UNC to Chicago, as well as the Air Jordan 1 Fearless. Now, those are two different releases. I've seen a lot of people kind of overlapping the two, and I'm here to pretty much let you guys know the actual truth and the actual info on those two releases. Other than that, we have a bunch of 2020 release dates for various Air Jordans. For example, the Black Cat 4, the Fire Red 5s, the DMP 6, the UNC 3, and much more. We do have some stuff from Nike as well as Adidas, specifically 3 pairs of upcoming Yeezy releases. And without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Starting this video off, we have information on an upcoming Adidas Yeezy 500, and this pair is known as Soft Vision. Now, the shade used is said to be Soft Vision, which will be a light shade of pink. Now, as you can see, we have pink running throughout while utilizing a mesh, leather, and suede construction. The last detail is a gum outsole. Now, a couple things. The first thing is that this is a Photoshop. So the actual release could look slightly different, but this is an example of what they're expected to look like. And as far as a specific date, we don't have one as of yet, but they're expected to launch during October 2019. Retail price will be $200. The next pair from Adidas is the upcoming Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2, known as Cloud White. Again, this is a Photoshop just representing what the release could look like. But as you can see, this pair features a mixture of a very light blue and light gray throughout the prime knit, as well as hits of white. The look is then completed with a translucent stripe across the panels. Now, apparently, this pair is set to release on September 22nd. Since there's a lot of time from now till then, anything could happen. A date could be pushed forward or back, and retail price will be $220. I believe it was on Friday when information of the Cloud White Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 had leaked, and around that same time we got information on what's being called Citroen. Again, this is the Yeezy Boost 350 V2, and shortly after that info leaked, we got a first look. So the shade used across the upper is Citroen. It's kind of like a pale brownish hue to it, even cream in certain areas. This to me really resembles something that already has released from Yeezy, but they also come constructed with a prime knit upper. We have the stripe running across the side, and then the look is completed with a gum outsole. Now, this pair is set to release on September 22nd, just like the Cloud White. Retail price is $220. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Adidas decided to do a regional release again, but we have to wait for more information, which I'm sure will be coming soon. On to Nike, and LeBron James was spotted courtside at the 2019 NBA Summer League, which takes place in Las Vegas, and he was wearing a unique pair of the Nike LeBron 3, known as Lakers, for obvious reasons. Now, as you can see, this pair is unique due to its color placement, with purple and gold on the left shoe, and then we have gold and purple on the right shoe. In addition, we have white across the toe and running it across the mudguard. Now, it isn't known at the time of shooting this video if this pair is going to release or stay an exclusive to LeBron James. One thing I do want to ask you guys is, do you think Nike should drop these or let LeBron keep this as an exclusive? Personally, I think they should release. I'm not a Lakers fan, but I think this look is actually clean, and I do like the LeBron 3 a lot. Undefeated and Nike are set to connect on a couple of Nike Kobe 4 Protro releases, and one of those will come highlighted in dark green. Now, aside from the dark green, we have iridescent detailing throughout. On the tongue, we have Undefeated's 5-strike branding done in white. We have more white detailing throughout, as well as what appears to be cream. And then on the heel, we have Kobe's number, well, his first number, 8. Again, there isn't a release date for this shoe. They are expected to release in August. First it was April, then it was pushed. There's also going to be additional colorways, and retail price will be $180 each. Coming soon is the Atmos Nike Air Max 1 Animal 3.0 pack, which will consist of 3 colorways of the Air Max 1. Each pair comes in different animal prints along with fur, while each features vibrant accents. So colors connecting to each animal, we have green for the cow, blue for tiger, and orange for leopard. Now, I don't know how that actually relates to each animal. I'm pretty sure that the color in the animal is just to make the shoe pop. It's nothing deeper than that. Other details includes white on the midsole, along with black on the outsole, with hints of the respected color. Now, at the time of shooting this, there isn't a set release date for the pack. Rumor is that they're going to release later this year, and like always, once additional information is available, that will go into the next news video. Finally, at Jordan Brand, and first up, we're going to take a look at the Jordan Legacy 312 Low, known as Royal. Now, inspiration obviously comes from the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Royal, and some of you guys may remember that I believe it was the first colorway of the Legacy 312 Low came in the bread, aka band theme. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Legacy 312 Low. I think it's a lot better than the mid or high, whatever you want to call it. And looking closer, we have black across the overlays, elephant print wraps the heel, and then we have royal blue on the swoosh, toe, Nike written across the midfoot strap, and Wings logo on the tongue. Now, at the time of shooting this, we don't have a release date for this shoe, and more than likely, they won't have a release date. It's one of those shoes that will start showing up at retailers, and as soon as they get them, they throw them on the shelf, so they're not going to wait until a specific date. And with that being said, retail price will be $130. Now we're on to the better part of the Jordan Brand segment, and we're going to talk about 2020 release dates. Now, one of the shoes returning in 2020 is the Air Jordan 4 Black Cat. You guys might remember about a month ago, maybe even longer than that, I let you guys know that this pair was rumored to return. And with that being said, this pair is releasing next year, unless Jordan Brand decides to scrap them at the last minute. I don't see that happening though. And although the pair shown is not the 2020 release, because images of that shoe has yet to leak, this is the 2006 version, but it said that next year's release will look exactly like this. They'll feature a black light graphite colorway, and they'll release on February 22nd. Retail price will be $190. So with this February 22nd date, I kind of see that date getting pushed just because there's going to be a lot of releases in the month of February. We got All-Star Weekend, and we have Valentine's Day. But from Jordan Brand's stand, they're more looking at the All-Star Weekend releases. And I can tell you this, there's a lot of stuff coming that hasn't been leaked yet. Hopefully, I'm the first to do it. I know of it. I just can't say anything as of yet. But hopefully, some of this info that I do have stored away, I'm going to release this week as long as I get the okay. So on a side note, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the red button below. Here is another pair that I leaked about a month or so ago. Big shout out to Z Sneakerhead Z. I hit him up, told him about the shoe, and he's really good at Photoshop. So he put together what I told him that the shoe is expected to look like. Now, I haven't seen the shoe, but I was told about it, and it's the Air Jordan 4 inspired by the Air Max 95 OG Neon. Now, they could look like this Photoshop or something totally different. Like I mentioned, I didn't see it, but I do know that the shoes are coming. And shout out to Z Sneakerhead Z and Mr. Unloved Ones, because they're providing the release dates for this pair, the Black Cat, and a few others in this video. And with that being said, this pair will feature a cool gray, Volt, wolf gray, and anthracite color combination, and it's labeled an LE, so I'm assuming limited edition, but I'm not 100% sure. And the release date is March 21st. Retail price has been bumped up. Originally, I was told it was $200. That isn't the case. It will actually be $225. I was also told that this pair will have Nike Air branding on the heel. I don't think that's why we have the huge jump as far as price goes, because Usually when Nike Air lands on the shoes, retail is $200. But I have a feeling that this pair is going to feature a lot of premium materials, maybe even come with something unique. Maybe the box will be different, something like that. You guys might remember that I talked about the Air Jordan 6 DMP returning next year. This is another shoe that I was lucky enough to let you guys know about, and we do have a release date. They're also expected to look like the pair that released in 2006, and just to run back, the Air Jordan 6 and Air Jordan 11 were paired up into a pack known as the Defining Moments pack, and it was to celebrate Michael Jordan's first and second three-peat. Now, as far as a release date goes for this pair, so far we're looking at January 25th, and retail price is going to be $200. Now, there is a possibility that this shoe will feature Nike Air. It isn't known. Typically, if they didn't, the retail price would be $190, but it looks like retail price is set at $200. The next pair we're going to talk about is the Air Jordan 3 UNC. First up, you're going to notice that the pair shown is not the 2020 release. In these photos, you could see that this pair features the UNC logo on the tongue, and the 2020 release won't have that. Well, at least it's not expected to have it. Now, the official colorway is white, Valor Blue, and Tech Gray, and the release date is set for March 7th, 2020. Retail price is $190. Next up, we're going to talk about the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red, the pair that features a silver tongue. As most of you know, this pair is returning in 2020. Now, initially, I was told that this pair would release during spring 2020, and some other people had said that it's going to drop in February, and it looks like a release will take place on March 28th, and that makes a lot of sense. Now, going back, on March 28th, 1990, Michael Jordan scored 69 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and to celebrate that moment in history, Jordan Brand is bringing back the shoes to celebrate the 30th anniversary. Other than the release date, the retail price is $200. They're also going to feature Nike Air branding on the heel. Alright, so there seems like there's a lot of confusion on the Air Jordan 1 UNC to Chicago. Now, I think the confusion comes from a lot of these other people that report news or does videos, so I'm here to clear it up. The UNC to Chicago pair I did a Photoshop of, but I've actually seen the pair, and it comes in the bread like color blocking. The second pair, which is known as the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Fearless, we recently saw images of, and that will have the Chicago theme. Now, first up, I'm going to break down the Air Jordan 1 Fearless and then revisit the Air Jordan 1 UNC to Chicago. So the Air Jordan 1 Fearless will celebrate the 10th anniversary of Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame induction speech, which took place back in 2009. Now, like I mentioned, this pair has a Chicago-like color blocking, but it also ties in the UNC theme. Both University Blue and Varsity Red land on the overlays, while constructed with patent leather throughout. Some of you guys might remember, I believe it was 2003, that Jordan Brand released several Air Jordan 1 patent leather releases. One, I believe, was black and gold, the other was the Chicago, and the last pair was the UNC. Also, the wings on the ankle, that's very similar to the early 2000 releases of the Air Jordan 1 patent. Following, we have black placed on the swoosh, as well as the ankle and other details throughout. And then we have a white midsole and a red rubber outsole. Now, if you pull out the insole, there's going to be a quote on it that reads, "Limits like fear are often just an illusion." Now, this, of course, is from Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech. And then we have fear in bold letters with a line through it. Now, also, this isn't the only pair that's releasing part of the Fearless pack. There's going to be a men's and women's Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG. There will also be a men's and women's Air Jordan 1 Mid. And then we have another Air Jordan 1 Mid releasing for women. All those pairs will release during holiday 2019, and retail price for the pair shown on screen is $160. Also, this is the men's release. All right, so now we're on to the Air Jordan 1 UNC to Chicago. Now, a few things. One is I actually saw the shoe, like I mentioned, and two, the name UNC to Chicago was actually made up by me. I don't know the actual name of the shoe. I don't know what Jordan Brand is going to call them, but I can tell you this is how it's going to look. The color blocking, the shading, and the certain areas, etc. And this is a women's release. Now, when I saw the shoe, I was told that this pair would release in 2020. It's actually part of Jordan Brand's 2020 lineup, and the release date is February 14th. Recently, images of the Fearless popped up, so a lot of people went on to think that that shoe was the UNC to Chicago, when it's actually two different releases. Now, it's very possible that this pair gets pushed forward and is part of the Fearless pack. I'm not entirely sure, but what I can tell you is that as of now, this is a women's exclusive, which I think is here to stay. Retail price will be $160, and they will release on February 14th, 2020. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com, and then we take it to YouTube. So once again, I do apologize for my voice. It's pretty shot now since I've done the whole video. I appreciate every one of you watching this video. The way things are looking, I'm going to have 5 uploads this week. I actually have a few shoes to pick up that will be, I guess you could say, in between news videos, because today we got a news video. Tomorrow, I'm not entirely sure. It depends how much news is available. But if not, I will have a review of the Space Jam Air Jordan 11 Low IE. I also have, or I'm going to have, the Nike Air Max 1 Tinker known as Sketch. So those should be going up this week as well. Now, if you haven't done so already, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the red button below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.